were you raised for autonomy or were you raised for loyalty? Were you raised for self-reliance and told you need to stand on your own 2 feet? Nobody can ever tell you what to do. You need to figure it out yourself. Or were you raised for interdependence? Meaning you owe others, others are there for you. When you have a problem, the first thing you think about is, who can I call? And you are part of a network of connections. Those are the 2 most important differences in outlook and in the way we raise our children, for that matter, to understand their relationship to others. You know, is the emphasis on the relationship to the self, or is the emphasis on the relationship to others? And I think your parents, which are, and particularly your dad in this instance, who, you know, on the one hand, he leaves his community, but on the other hand, he gains freedom. So he loses the support, but he gains in the ability to write his own story, and maybe to raise his children quite differently from the way he was raised, and maybe to practice medicine differently. And maybe your mother, and this is what becomes fascinating, you know, felt uprooted, but maybe she also on some level felt liberated. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe she felt really uprooted and not liberated. But this is where the modern era has created this multiplicity of identity and of stories, of negotiation between the past and the present, between the collective and the individual. You know, I'll give it to you as another example. The first episode in this season of Where Should We Begin is a couple that are religious that met. He's African American, she's Indian. They meet in religious school. They are together, but cannot be together because they're in a devoutly Christian upbringing. And what she says is just an amazing sentence. She says, my sexuality, as in myself, my identity as a woman, has never belonged to me. First, it belonged to India. Then it belonged to my parents. Then it belonged to my Christian school. And then it belonged to my husband. And this time I want to define it myself. Wow. And I just thought, you pretty much have told the history of people, women in this instance, you know, over many, many decades in this one sentence. And each one of these sentences represent an entire set of expectations, an entire set of behaviors, and an entire set of frustrations as well.